Okay, so in today's update about XRP, at first we are going to do a short-term analysis and see what is going on, because I think recently XRP has signaled a major warning sign, and I'm going to tell you what that is and why maybe right now we need to be a bit careful. And then we are going to check out the overall structures, starting from the highest high all the way up here about $3.50 to all the way down about the current price action, let's say around 2.2 bucks. So with all that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And if you remember, in the previous video about XRP, we were, I think, right around these areas, and the idea was that hopefully this is going to be a 1 2 3 4 5 wave up, and what we want to see after it is a consolidation followed by another move on the upside. Why? Because at that point we can be really optimistic and say, you know what, starting from the lowest low, we do have a 1 2 3 4 5 wave up, which is a very bullish sign, suggesting maybe in XRP we have actually hit our final low. And as you can see, unfortunately that scenario didn't play out. We also said what we do not want to see is a rather strong move down in order to take this important low, and unfortunately that scenario instead happened. So what is going on at the moment? You see, I don't really have necessarily a big problem with this specific move down itself. No, what really matters comes down to some overall structures starting from the lowest low. Why is that? Let's go around here. You see, if you want to argue that we're going to have our final low, let's say around this area, I don't know, maybe like this is a very important support, then okay, fair enough. You need to be able to find off of the lowest low in here, then a 1 2 3 4 5 wave on the upside. This example is an impulse. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. This is a big no-no in Elliott's waves. And finally, in terms of the sub waves, you probably know what I'm about to say. In case that you are a new viewer, let's change the colors to yellow. Sure. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3 and 5, and for wave 2 and 4 we can have different counts. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Let's say, yeah, okay, ABC into wave 2, and sure, WXY into wave 4. And in XRP, the idea was that maybe we are somewhere around here, meaning we are having a series of 1-2s. And let's go on the live chart and see what is happening and what was the idea. Maybe it's best to go on like H4. Okay, so I was saying previously that maybe this is 5 up into 1, followed by a correction for wave 2, and what's next if this scenario is happening? A good, strong move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, and even this wave 5 wave up, at that point, it's going to be into this higher degree wave 3, followed by a correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. Unfortunately, now I really cannot say this scenario is happening. Why is that? Pay attention to what happened in the last 24 hours. You see, in this move down, in this specific one, we actually took this important low down here about, let's say, $2.1. And why is that important? Let's unhide everything. There we go. As you can see, this is a set of 5 wave. This is yet another one. And because in this move down, we took this low, now we have to argue that these 5 waves are actually on the same degree, which will lead me to say that this is probably an ABC zigzag and not an impulse, suggesting our move down in XRP, unfortunately, is not over yet. So what is it that I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to say right now, you should probably consider a possibility in XRP that suggests maybe this is a 1 correction for wave 2, and right now we are having a decent move down into wave 3, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5, and in this whole phase there is a chance that we may take the lowest low down here about $1.6. I think this scenario right now can absolutely be in the cards, and because of it we need to be a bit patient and also a bit careful. Now here's the deal, this isn't the only possibility. In a better scenario, we can consider the possibility of having an A, B, C, D, E in form of a triangle. And in terms of the subwaves, it's very simple. You need to be able to find basically for every single wave ABC 6x. There we go. ABC down into C, ABC up into wave D, and this is our final ABC on the downside into our E leg. And maybe it's best to go on a less busy chart so we can have a clear white. There we go. Okay. let's go on daily time frame. So far, and again, this is a keyword, so far we are having a set of lower highs, and on the other hand, potentially and hopefully a set of higher lows. And maybe in terms of Elliott waves, this is actually ABC down into A, ABC up into B, followed by that maybe like an ABC to about these areas into wave C, ABC up into D, another move down into our E leg. And then what's next? You know the answer from here. Strong 1 2 3 4 5 in order to set an all-time high and take the highest high for the first target about $3.4. But I think we should probably go quite a bit higher than that. So overall in XRP, I do fully believe that still we are absolutely bullish no matter what is going to happen in the short term, and at one point we can expect a massive move up in order to have the next major phase of the bull run. But whether in the short term we are going to get our move up from the current point, that is now seriously under question. And basically you have in here three different possibilities. Scenario number one suggests this is ABC up, and right now we are going to get a 1 2 3 4 5 in order to take the lowest low down here about $1.6. Scenario number two suggests this is an ABC, sure, but it's going to be into a B leg of an ABCDEA triangle, and you basically are going to see in here some more chopping around and then another move up. Scenario number three suggests that maybe I am absolutely 100% wrong, and I don't know, maybe like this is 5 up into a wave 1, and instead maybe like this is an ABC flat into wave 2, and then we're gonna have a massive move up into wave 3 4 5 starting from the current point right here right now. And here is a very important point. I am not going to give each scenario equal weight. No, I'm gonna give the advantage to number one, the bearish case, and number two, this chopping around scenario. So basically you have about like 70 to 80% chance of not going a whole lot higher in XRP just in the short term. Okay, I'm trying to prepare your mind for having some more chopping around and consolidation, potentially another move on the downside in the next couple of weeks, and who knows, maybe even in the next month or two. And if we get that, I think that might be actually a long opportunity, in hope that we get yet another huge move on the upside. And I am kind of convinced that we are going to get that. I'm not going to say I'm like 100% certain. No, there is no certainty in any market. Every single thing in these markets are about the possibilities. But here is what I have to say. You see, in this whole sideways price action, we had a 7-year long-term correction. Okay, and moves like this usually end up in some unbelievable extensions in the next phase. And in XRP, so far by a very small margin, we have just set an all-time high, took the highest high about, let's say, $3.3, and I really have a hard time believing that our move up right in here right now is over. I think that is highly unlikely, and in the midterm, if you are someone like me that has quite a bit of XRP, I believe you are still in a good place. But again, the short-term price action can absolutely be up for the base, and I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in XRP's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.